Check out the sales. This is from a pre-order that I hit online manually last week. Stick around and I'm gonna show you how to snag Pokemon cards truly at retail before everybody else cleans the shelves. So the deal when it comes to getting Pokemon cards at retail is this. Most people don't know when and where they drop, leaving them lost. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, in-store and online. Now, let's talk about in-store for a minute. Target, Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy, Barnes & Nobles, Sam Clubs, Macy's, all those places carry Pokemon cards in store. Now, you're gonna hear me go back to this a lot and we're gonna get to how you do that. But the key to in-store drops is simply knowing the schedule. And knowing the schedule makes it to where you can do one or two things. The first thing is you can go in and you can routinely check like I used to do. However, if I'm gonna be honest, that's the least ideal for most people. But doing so will allow you to see when they have stock or when they just had stock. See, when I was stopping by random times, ever so often when I got off work or whatever, there was never no pattern or indication, right? It just always bare shelves. And that's probably what most of you experience right now. But when I started going to Target every day, I started to see pattern, and then I even got the chance to ask when they restock the cards.
Saturday, there's a whole bunch of people, they restock this Friday night. And
Friday night.
Saturday
Morning.
but I'm telling you.
And so you see from that clip that I was able to learn that my local Target, or the one that I go to, every Saturday morning, they restock the cards. So in order for me to go grab the hottest stuff, the pick of the litter, I needed to be there at open on Saturday morning. Now, online, I'm gonna be honest, that's where you got the most action, because you got all the in-store retailers that drop online, but you also have places like Pokemon Center, Shields, and Amazon. Now, this is where you have the most chance. And I know you probably thinking most people would disagree because you like, bro, isn't that where the bots eat? And that is correct. But believe it or not, botters are taking L's more and more every day, every release, especially because of this one retailer. And I'm talking about Target. Target is whacking bot entries right now. And what that means is Target right now is the hardest site to bot out of all the retailers. So what does that mean for us manual users? See, without confusing you too much, Target has bot protection, and that bot protection is called Shape. And Shape aggressively cracks down on the browser type, IP, and all kinds of other botter jargon that you probably wouldn't understand. Just know that the very fabric that bots operate on, Shape is designed to crack those. Like, I low-key feel like an ex-botter like flipped sides and started working to build Shape. Now, I also want to be clear, that doesn't mean some botters don't slip through the cracks. People for sure bot Target. But now I'm gonna show you exactly what I've done to be able to cop on Target, and not just Target, but most sites manual. First, you need a Target account, preferably with a Gmail or iCloud. The reason I say that is because those are the most trusted domains on the planet. And while granted, anyone can create a Gmail or an iCloud, typically those are always associated with real people. Also, you're gonna need a phone number. And let me go ahead and tell you, that isn't mandatory, but SMS verified accounts are always gonna be more valuable, because what's happening a lot right now is a lot of orders are getting canceled. A lot of Target accounts are getting clipped. And so I've noticed that SMS verified accounts are not being clipped as much and as hard. After that, you're gonna go through and you're gonna create an account. Let me add that if you already have a Target account, you've already bought stuff on it, then you've already passed these steps. But you're gonna go in, you're gonna set your address, your payment profile, your credit card or debit card, all that good stuff. However, this is where the sauce comes in. If you have an iPhone or Android, which I feel like 99% of the world should have today, this is where you're gonna shine. See, I have an iPhone, and look, don't even trip if you don't, because I got sauce for those who insist on using the computer. So stay tuned for that sauce. But pretty much it's simple. You're gonna put your card on Apple Pay or Google Wallet, and that's it. And I'm about to explain why that matters. Next, you're gonna navigate to the products that you wanna buy. They most likely gonna be out of stock, which is fine when you view them. However, there's a button that allows you to add that product to a wish list, right? And a lot of the times it says like add to wish list or save for later. You want to do that. You want to put that there, because once you do that, every time you view your cart, your product will be at the bottom. Now, this is why that helps. whenever a product goes live, right? Let's say the Prismatic Evolution Elite Trainer box goes live. When it goes live, that page is experiencing a lot of traffic, and you've probably been through it to where you tried to cop something and you just can't because the page is buggy, right? That's because a lot of people are on it. You can't even hit the add to cart button. However, from the cart page, you're gonna see all the products that you have under there, right? Small, and then you can hit the add to cart button, bypassing having to load it in the actual product page screen. From there, you're gonna add to cart, hurry up, and then use Apple Pay to check out, which is faster than your credit card. Now, for my people who insist on doing it on a computer, what you need is Chrome and the Polar Assist bot, which is a Chrome extension developed by my boy, Boy Nova. First, you're gonna set your billing profile, which is going to be your card, and don't worry, only your computer can see this information. Next, you're gonna go to your settings, like remember extension state. What that does is literally what it says. When you have it powered on, it's going to do what it needs to do, which pretty much means when you leave that on, whenever you hit a product link, it's gonna go and check it out automatically. Then you have a setting like automatically complete order, which you're for sure gonna want on because you don't want any hiccups. Then you're gonna set your quantity and delivery preference. Now, when you have that on, whenever you go to a target link, it's gonna automate that checkout and it goes faster than you can actually go, right? Because when it comes to checking out manual and trying to beat bots, speed is honestly the whole key. Now, this leads us back to the most important theme of the video, right? The most important thing. None of this stuff matters if you don't know when these products drop. Pokemon Center is probably the second easiest place to cop manually on. Although bots do eat this site, my knowledge of botting has actually helped me realize how easy it is to cop manually, right? Because, and I'm about to give you all some sauce. Certain sites have what you call a queue. And what that queue is ultimately a virtual line that a lot of sites, including Pokemon, puts up when they notice that their website traffic is up here, right? So normally it's down here, but right now it's up here. And you've probably sat in those queues. And once you finally got out of queue, it was out of stock. And that's because you most likely got in line on time. Now that's right. You heard what I said. Getting in queue on time is actually late. So the key is getting in and out of that queue right as the product goes live or right before it goes live. And once again, that takes us back to rule number one. What's rule number one, class? Knowing when it drops. So if you know a drop is happening at 2, clicking that link at 2 is too late. So you might be asking, all right, bro, I get it. I understand how to cop manually. Now I want to know how I can know where this stuff is dropping. So there's a couple different ways, right? And I'm gonna tell you the best way. The best way is being a part of a resale group, a cook group. So in resale groups and cook groups, these groups specialize in not only knowing exactly when these places drop, but also the restocks, right? I bet you didn't know every single day, all day and night, these products restock on Target on all these websites. And this is something I learned in the sneaker world, to where all the time this stuff is restocking. It's just people don't know. But if you're like, man, because I see, you know what? I see the comments, bro. A lot of people think a cook group is like a pyramid scheme, and it's not. It's not a pyramid scheme. What you're paying for, honestly, you're paying for that information, but that information can either make you money or save you money, right? A lot of the times people want to get into botting, right? For Pokemon cards or even sneakers or whatever they're trying to cop, bro. But with everything you're gonna spend to do that, sometimes you might be better off paying resale. And a lot of the times people are like, nah, I'm not paying resale. I'm one of those people to where I'd rather make a business out of it than to go pay resale as a consumer. So that's how I kind of view it. Most people view it their own way. Let me know how you view it in the comments. And Rico gang, we are back. Let's go.